Allegedly, Arsenal are ready to make a move for Nottingham Forest playmaker Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, especially if they get Champions League, which I hope they do it, I can't see this happening. But I must admit, based on rumours again, until people are holding shirts, all of this is BS in my opinion. But imagine if you do get Morgan Gibbs-White, Zubamendi, who else we linked with? Rodrigo, Nico Williams, Gyökeres. Bro, we're winning everything and then some, even competitions we're not in. But on a serious note, we've been linked with Morgan Rogers, pardon me, ironically, who I like. And, Morgan Gibbs-White has been called up for the England squad. I would like him at Arsenal. I think in this day and age, I think guys like him would fit into Mikel Arteta's system. He's a dynamic runner, can get goals, can get assists. Obviously, English, it comes with a premium. I wouldn't be against it. Now, we all know Nottingham Forest are going to charge a serious premium on him. I can't remember how much they bought him for from Wolves, but I can't imagine it was cheap. I mean, let me know your thoughts as well as smashing the like button. What are you guys saying in relation to Morgan Gibbs-White, who's not just linked with Arsenal? Arsenal ready Gibbs-White move as Man City face new heartache. Now, Man City have been linked with Rangers, with Morgan Gibbs-White, with re-signing Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. So I think, it's fair to say midfield is going to be a serious area Manchester City tried to revamp. Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne, their best days are kind of past them. Foden's probably played more as a winger or inverted than he has central midfield during his time in the first team. Grealish, I know he can play 10. He's more of a winger. He's going to move. It's a turbulent time at City for a club like them with their expectations. Man City now face competition from Arsenal in their bid to sign Morgan Gibbs-White. Again, he's going to be expensive. And how much of a budget do we have, people? Man City have turned their attentions to Gibbs-White as their top target with a move for Wirtz on the brink of collapse. It seems like Liverpool are going to go and get him. And let's see exactly what's said in relation to Morgan Gibbs-White. Sources have now told Football Insider that Forest face a battle to retain Gibbs-White regardless of their qualification for the Champions League, and Arsenal are now set to compete with Manchester City for his signature. Apparently, Manchester City abandoned their pursuit of Wirtz to focus full attention on Gibbs-White. Bayern Munich and Man City probably just accepted, you know what? He's got his heart set on Liverpool where Wirtz is concerned, people. But only Arsenal can currently offer Champions League football next season. I mean, in about 3-4 hours at the time of making this video, I think that terminology will change. Not against Morgan Gibbs-White at all. They'll be looking at alternatives for that attacking midfielder, a playmaker who can come in and improve City's fortunes next season. Gibbs-White has been a long-term target. They've been keeping regular tabs on him this season. Forest could face a real battle to keep hold of him because Gibbs-White, he's 25 now and has broken into the England squad. He'll be looking to play at the highest level possible in the Champions League, and that's something that Arsenal could potentially offer him. I mean, Manchester City, maybe not so much this season, but, they're at the higher echelons of English football and club football, really. They win trophies. They get to latter stages. There's an expectation on that. This season, it's probably been their worst, really and truly, in which they still got to a final, didn't win it. Congratulations to City. So I'm not sure. Arsenal could use Gibbs-White. Arsenal need more depth and quality in the squad. The 25-year-old would add technical ability, drive, flair, and goals to the side. He's capable of operating as a central midfielder and attacking midfielder as well as on the flanks. He's got 7 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League. And he's obviously Premier League proven, as they say. So I'd be for that. Now, again, we're going to win everything if we sign all these players. Allegedly, Arsenal have reportedly joined the race to sign Brighton and Hove Albion winger Mitoma during the upcoming summer transfer window. He's been linked with Bayern Munich. Did they not reject a monster bid from Saudi Arabia? I think 80-90 million quid in January for Mitoma in Brighton's case. He's got 10 goals and 3 assists in 35 Premier League appearances. Now, stats aren't everything, but he's a good player. He should have a lot more assists, in my opinion. Silky dribbler, smooth criminal, smooth operator. Wouldn't be against it. Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta is reportedly assessing various profiles and candidates amid their pursuit of a new winger, and Mitoma is now being monitored as a potential target. Sky Germany and Blind have previously reported Mitoma is on Bayern Munich's transfer shortlist for the summer. Liverpool have been tipped to pursue a deal due to uncertain futures of Diaz, who's linked to Barcelona, Jota, and Darwin Núñez. Arsenal are understood to be eager to acquire the 28-year-old signature as they look to bolster the attacking options at Mikel Arteta's disposal. Older than I thought, 28. Fair enough, man. Good genes, mate. The Gunners are actively chasing a new left winger, and they have added Mitoma to their list of potential options, which already contains the likes of Nico Williams, Jamie Gittins, Rafael Leão, and Rodrigo. Several players who we've been linked to. Sky Germany claim Rodrigo is Arsenal's dream target, although his wage demands are a major stumbling block, while reports indicate that he wants to work with Xabi Alonso in pre-season before deciding whether or not to leave Real Madrid. And you've got the Club World Cup as well. You'd imagine Rodrigo's future isn't going to be decided if he isn't to stay at Real Madrid at a minimum until that's done. Mitoma has 2 years left on his current contract at Brighton, and the Seagulls may therefore be forced to sell him if they receive a suitable offer this summer. They've rejected allegedly several lucrative bids from Saudi Pro League in January, but they could reconsider their stance on offloading him. No clue how much they bought him for, but you know they're going to make a sizable profit. Now, Emi Martinez could be heading back to the Emirates. I can't say I believe this, but apparently, reportedly, Arsenal are said to be considering a sensational move to bring Emi Martinez back to the Emirates 5 years after he was brutally shown the door. It does seem like he's going to leave. You saw his kind of farewell settings in his last game for Aston Villa. He's been linked with Atletico Madrid, been linked with Barcelona, been linked with lucrative moves to Saudi Arabia. Why Arsenal have been thrown into the ring, I couldn't tell you, people. It's now claimed, however, despite the fact that he spent 8 years at Arsenal, loaned out during serious times, won the FA Cup, it's now been claimed by the Sun that not only are Arsenal interested in bringing Martinez back, but the veteran shot stopper would relish the chance to finally become the Gunners' number one keeper. The shock development comes amid fears that the club fears over losing David Raya. He's been courted by Real Madrid as a long-term successor. I'm not going to buy too much stock in that, people. And apparently there's further interest with Atletico Madrid also keen. I mean, good players are always going to be wanted. So I don't imagine Raya's going to, well, more Saliba in that, but it doesn't shock me. Raya, Saka, Saliba, yada, yada, yada. They're all linked with good clubs, people. Big up David Raya. I don't think we've got anything to worry about for this summer, at least. Keeping up the theme with goalkeepers, people. Deco and Flick both agree on the importance of signing a top-quality goalkeeper, especially now that the player's decided to leave his current club and is available at a very appealing price with a release clause of just 25 million. I believe that equates to about 21 million quid. Espanyol have confirmed that they're staying in their division, so that's his release clause, people. Barcelona are interested. You know, everybody and their dog. Aston Villa, Arsenal, Leverkusen, Real Madrid, Manchester United, the list goes on of clubs that are allegedly interested in Garcia. So World Cup year, you know, and I very much doubt you want to be the number 2 goalkeeper in a World Cup. You can still get called up regardless, but to push yourself into Spain kind of thinking, you need to play. And obviously, you've been given a taste of playing on a regular basis. If you want to sign for Arsenal and you believe you can take Raya's spot, I'm on that. Who knows? Arteta might rotate his goalies. But I think it's worse, people. As you can see, scenes, you know, this is what football's about, man. So, yeah, his release clause stands at 21 million. Nathan Butler, Oyedeji, Jack, Henry Francis, and Jimmy Gower are all set to leave Arsenal when their current contracts expire at the end of next month. Farewell, lads. We've gone over the Emi Martinez stuff. Again, it's getting to silly season, people. Real Madrid and Barcelona are also looking at him. 2 massive clubs. Apparently, Mikel Arteta has growing optimism that Thomas Partey will sign a new contract. We hear that Partey's got a willingness to stay. We've got a willingness to get him a deal. We're going to have to wait for some information. He's been linked with Saudi Arabia, been linked with a move back to Atletico Madrid. Every now and again, Barcelona and Juventus's names are thrown in the mix with him. We've been linked with Garnacho. Now, naturally, Garnacho's days at United are numbered. If his agents are doing their job, they're probably touting his services to a lot of people. Chelsea apparently wanted him in January. Was he not also close to Napoli? Apparently, his reps have had communication with Arsenal over a potential switch from Man United. Could you imagine Garnacho, who I don't think is a terrible player, and Martinelli in the same squad? They'll make us pull our hair out. Even both Dons will lose more hair. Apparently, Amarin's confirmed he'll be sold. Apparently, his agents have spoken to Arsenal. TBR football chief correspondent Graham Bailey is saying that Garnacho's agents have been in contact with Arsenal to confirm the winger's current situation. Garnacho has accepted his future lies away from Manchester United, and both Atletico Madrid and Napoli remain hugely keen, people. So we'll have to see. Berta is searching for a new winger. Once again, we're linked with several names, you know, and Anthony Gordon, Rafael Leão, and Mbuemo, who I really want. We've previously been linked with Kudus, Lookman, Gittins. The list is going on, as you can see, people. And apparently Leão, who Berta's had a phone call with, has dropped a hint. Let me guess, this is due to social media. He's removed AC Milan or something like that from his Instagram post. According to the Express, the Portuguese superstar removed Milan from his Instagram bio following the game, suggesting he may have already played his final game for the club. Apparently, Andrea Berta has spoken to Leão on the phone in recent days as the Gunners consider a possible summer move for the former Leo winger. In addition to Leão, Arsenal are also monitoring a number of alternative left wingers. Once again, Nico Williams, Rodrigo, Gittins. Who would be you lot's first choice based on the names you've seen there or you've seen in general? You lot know I'm a big fan of Eze. Apparently, Bayern Munich are contemplating a move for him after missing out on Wirtz. I'm sure Elise can put in a good word for the club, not that Bayern Munich need it. Leipzig have been in contact with Andrea Berta about a potential deal to sign Benjamin Sesko. Gyökeres has revealed he prefers Lisbon to London, people. He didn't say he prefers Lisbon to Manchester, so I don't know how that one's going to work. We're still linked with Ademola Lookman, who apparently remains a credible option due to his versatility. Rodrigo is highly regarded, and we don't need any reports to tell us, folks. Arsenal are planning to reinforce their attack this summer. Arsenal apparently have slapped a £60 million price tag on Jacob Kivior. Is that intentionally pricing him out of a move so that we can keep him as a depth option? Financial concerns could force Newcastle to sell Gordon this summer. The journalists love this angle with PSR and Newcastle. There have been talks regarding Rodrigo to Arsenal in recent hours, but a move is very complicated. Despite willing to leave Real Madrid, the biggest issue is his wage demands of around 10 million euros net yearly, which Arsenal aren't prepared to offer. Jason Naito has decided to leave the club ahead of the summer, so he's probably just going to serve his gardening leave. Arsenal apparently are in concrete negotiations once again with Sesko, and his release clause stands at 80 million euros. But David Ornstein has still said that Arsenal are currently deciding which striker to pursue between Benjamin Sesko and Gyökeres. So we'll have to see what happens. But it's not just up front. We need to address all areas. We need quality, we need depth, but also a lot of our summer thinking and rumors has to be centered around improving that front line, putting people on the same level of Saka that can provide the same output, really, because not everybody can.